Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it is match day 22 in the English Premier League, and the title race is back on after the midweek games. Liverpool drew against Nottingham Forest, Arsenal defeating Spurs in the North London derby, and the lead is now just 5 points for Liverpool, but they have a game in hand. But as I said, it's just 5 points, so Arsenal are really back in it. If I'm being very honest with you, on the other hand, the relegation scrap is sort of starting to look like between the bottom five teams. Everton are there, Wolves, Southampton, Leicester City, and Ipswich Town. The five teams, in my opinion, they are the ones who are going to be in that relegation scrap. The rest of the teams are slowly, they have sort of created a big gap between them and the other teams. Spurs are in abysmal form. United somehow won their game. Manchester City drew, Chelsea drew. Almost like majority of my predictions came true last weekend, so I was really happy about that. So let's hope my predictions are on a spot this time as well. Let's go and make our predictions for match day 22. First game, Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Third versus fourth versus eighth. I mean, Newcastle, they are on an amazing run of form, 7 wins in a row. You cannot deny the fact that they are on an amazing run. They are doing everything right. Everything is falling for them in places, but you have to give credit to the players, to the manager, the way that they have bounced back. I mean, mid-November, early December, nobody really thought that Newcastle were going to be in this position, but they have really had a great turnaround, and credit to Eddie Howe. Playing against Bournemouth themselves, who are fighting for European places. I think this is going to be quite a good game. Bournemouth, they are undefeated in their last 6 games, but unfortunately, I said that in the previous game as well, majority of those games have been draws. They drew midweek as well. I think unfortunately for them, their undefeated streak is gonna come to an end this weekend. I think Newcastle are gonna win. I think it will be quite a fun game, but I think in the end Newcastle are gonna edge it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Newcastle. Up next, it's a London derby. It is West Ham versus Crystal Palace. West Ham won midweek their London derby against Fulham. It's a really good performance, a much needed performance for them. First game for their new manager, and he gets the win, playing against the Crystal Palace side who defeated Everton, and they got an important 3 points. And they, as I say, they have sort of made a gap between them and the rest of the pack. I think this game is going to be quite a fun and quite entertaining one, and I just think West Ham are going to continue their winning ways. Crystal Palace are going to give them a really tough time, but I think West Ham are going to get the win. I'm going for a 2-0 win for West Ham United. Then it's a Brentford versus a Liverpool. It is 11th versus a first. Brentford have they are one of my favorite sides in the Premier League. I like the way that the club is run, the way that they play football. Thomas Frank is an amazing manager. I said that they were going to drop the point. They were going to draw the game against Manchester City because I know how they play, and I'm going to say the same thing. They are playing against a Liverpool who have drawn 2 points, 2 games in a row. They have allowed Arsenal to come back into the title challenge. I, as an Arsenal fan, I love that, and I'm not being biased. I just think this game is going to be almost similar like the City versus Brentford game. Brentford have a no dying attitude. They never give up attitude. They love to play attacking football. They are going to play like that, and I said it is going to favor Manchester City, and it did for majority of the game, but Brentford kept on coming, and I think this game against Liverpool is going to be the same one. I think it is going to be quite entertaining, but I just don't see a winner out of these 2 teams. I'm going for a 2-all draw between Brentford and Liverpool. Then it is Leicester City versus Fulham. It is 19th versus 10th. Now, for me, I personally think Leicester City are going to go down. And I'm saying it right now. Maybe it is just 21 games, but it is not working for them. They sacked Steve Cooper. They brought in Ruud Magistero, but nothing has really changed. 8-game losing streak in the Premier League is not a really good thing for them. They lost to Crystal Palace as well. As I said, it is not working for them, to be very honest with you. Leicester City are all over the place. They are playing against a Fulham side who lost against West Ham, and for Fulham, if they really want to qualify for Europe, this is the type of the game that they have to win no matter what, and I think they are going to win it. Leicester City are all over the place. I think it will be an easy game for Fulham as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Fulham. Up next, it's Arsenal versus Aston Villa. It is 2nd versus 7th. Now, Arsenal are undefeated in their last 5 games, 4 wins out of their 5 games. Aston Villa, on the other hand, they have just 1 defeat in their last 5 games, 3 wins out of the last 5 games. So both these teams are coming into this game in a really good form. Aston Villa really want to get back into those Champions League places. Arsenal want to continue to push Liverpool for that title challenge. They want to cut the gap to as slow, as less as possible before overtaking them. I think it is going to be a very tough game. Whenever Aston Villa and Arsenal play these days, the game is really tough. Unai Emery coming back. back, Emi Martinez coming back. So there has been sort of a little rivalry between Arsenal and Aston Villa over the years, and I think it will be a very tough game for Arsenal. But just because Arsenal are at home, I think they are going to nick it, and I think the atmosphere after the North London derby is quite high at Arsenal. It is going to be tough. Arsenal have been wasting too many chances, and I think Emi Martinez always performs a bit better when he plays against Arsenal, so I think he's going to be on his top form, but I still think Arsenal are somehow going to edge it. It's going to be a very, very nervous game for the Arsenal fans. In the end, I think we are going to nick it somehow. I'm going for a very hard 4-2-1 win for Arsenal. The next game is Nottingham Forest versus Southampton. It is third versus 20th. And Nottingham Forest's 6-game winning streak came to an end midweek, courtesy of Liverpool. They were playing really, really good. It looked like they were, gonna win it and shock Liverpool as well. But unfortunately for them, Liverpool equalized right at the end, and they drew that game. Playing against the Southampton side, who were really, really good against Manchester United. It was a really good performance from Southampton. I said it in my review video of for the Manchester United Southampton game as well. That Southampton played really, really good. They did not convert their chances, and Manchester United right at the end. I mean, if Amar doesn't turn up and scores that hat-trick in under 12 minutes, they don't lose that game. I don't think Manchester United score, but it is part and parcel of game, a part and parcel of football. And this game, it is going to be completely different. They are going away again to Nottingham Forest, who are flying high, and I think it is going to be quite an easy win for Forest. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Nottingham Forest. Then we move on to Everton versus Tottenham. It is 16th versus 14th. Everton 3 defeats in their last 5 games, and 3 of them on the trot. Playing against Spurs, 4 defeats in their last 5 games and just 1 point off a possible 15. So both these teams are coming into this game with in not a good form. Both these teams are under a lot of pressure. Everton have a new manager in David Moyes, and most of the Everton fans think he's going to save them like he used to do before. About a decade ago. I don't think whether that is going to work this time around, but let's hope for the best for Everton and Moyes. Spurs on the other hand, I mean, what can I say about Spurs? I think I need to do a very a separate video for Spurs, and show my love to Spurs and their fans. But being serious, I think they are all over the place. I am still shocked that Ange Postecoglou is not sacked because their season is going away. You just don't know what they are doing. He has become so stubborn, and it is affecting Spurs. They don't have the players to play the system that he wants them to play, and he's not backing down from it, and I think it is going to hurt them along. I don't think they are going to lose this game. I don't think they are going to win this game, because Everton themselves are not really in a good form, because it's Moyes. It is going to be at the Goodison. The atmosphere is going to be there. I just think they are somehow going to be able to hold off Tottenham in this game. I think it will be a very interesting game, but I don't think they are gonna get a winner out of it. Spurs are gonna try their hard out, but I think Everton are somehow gonna be able to block them off. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Everton and Tottenham. Then it's Manchester United versus Brighton. It is 12th versus 9th. Now Manchester United won their game against Southampton by the thin of their neck, courtesy of Ahmad. I mean, they did not deserve to win that game. I said that in my review as well. They were really poor in that game, but Ahmad came up and he became their hero. They are playing against a Brighton side who are a really good side. They are fighting for those European places. They are undefeated in their last 5 games, even though all the 4 of those games have been draws. They won last midweek, so they are back with confidence, and Brighton are going to come, and I personally think they are going to destroy United. Not literally. I think it's going to be quite an easy win for Brighton. I just don't see that this Manchester United team stopping Brighton, especially if they continue to play the way that they played against Southampton. I think it's going to be an easy night for Brighton. Southampton had their way with United, so I don't see why Brighton are not going to do it. I'm going for a very comfortable 3-1 win for Brighton and Hove Albion. Then it's Ipswich Town versus Manchester City. It is 18th versus 6th. Now Ipswich Town, they just 1 win in their last 5 games. They lost over the midweek as well. So they really need to get some points. Unfortunately for them, they are playing against Manchester City. City, they are undefeated in their last 4 games, 2 draws and 2 defeats. So it's not like they are playing that much. Their game against Brentford, they should have won that game. But again, those silly defensive errors, their midfield was non-existent, especially in that second half when Brentford really went at it. I think they were really lucky to not lose that game, because Brentford were really poor in finishing that game. Ipswich played almost a similar style to Brentford, and I think that is going to favor Manchester City. I think it's going to be quite an entertaining game. I think there are going to be goals in this, but I think Manchester City have to win. You cannot draw points to Ipswich Town if you are Manchester City. I cannot fathom that also. But I think they are going to win it, but they are going to be goals in this game as well. And it's like I'm going for the similar scoreline that I went for the last game. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Manchester City. The final game on Monday night for in this weekend is Chelsea versus Wolves. It is 6th versus 17th. Now the thing with Chelsea is they have not won in their last 7 games. They have been all over the place. I just don't know what has happened to Chelsea. They were playing so good football. They are just not able to finish off the games. Even last midweek when they drew, they should have won that game. They were really cruising it, but they somehow some way they let it slip, and they allowed Bournemouth to come back into the game. They are just not able to finish their chances off, and they really need to think about that. Maresca has to work on it. I think I am saying almost most of the things for the majority of the teams. It feels like almost every team in the Premier League needs a striker to finish off their chances. They are playing against a Wolves side. I think they are in trouble. They are in that relegation battle. They have lost their last 2 games as well. So I think this is the game that Chelsea have to win. It doesn't matter, you have to win this game. If if there's a chance of you fighting for those European places, for the if you want to get back into the Champions League, you need to win this game, and I think they are going to win it. Like if they don't win this game, I'll be very surprised. I think it will be an easy win as well. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Chelsea. And with that, my predictions for Matchday 22 in the English Premier League are complete. We'll see how many of them are correct and how many of them are wrong at the end of the weekend. Let me know what you guys think of the predictions in the comment section below. Make your own predictions as well, and let me know which prediction you agree with and which one you disagree with in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers as quickly as possible, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.